You see, in the church, problems in the world, they are solved in the church. The church should be so full of love that people's problems in the world, when they come to the church, those problems are solved. You know why? Because we think about others. So that if you come from a dysfunctional family, you can get covering in the church. If your father was not there for you, you can get a father in the body of Christ to cover you. If you don't have a father in the natural, you must find one in the church. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Nobody should be uncovered. People, single parents, must find father figures for their children in the church. It should be. You see, back in the days when there was communal living, most of you didn't live in compound. I lived in compound house for 10 years before we came to our own house. So I know what goes on in compound house. Back in those days, I remember one of our co-tenants, his son did something. Then my mother beat him. And when he came, then they told him that my mother had beaten his son. He brought his son again for her to beat him again. Those days, you could correct somebody's child. Today is different. Today is different. But those days, communal living, in fact, there were even times when people whose mothers had not returned from work could come to us and eat. Because my mom has not returned from market, and I'm hungry. Then he will come to us and then he will eat. Communal living, compound house living. Were there fights? Yes. Were women fighting over sweeping plots? Yes. Were there arguments? Yes. But there were fun moments where it's like, you could correct somebody's child. Now you can't do that. But see, the church should be said that our walls should come down so that we can enter one another's life, not with a bad mind, but with a heart of love. Today, people cannot even share their pain. We haven't gotten there. That's why people can't share their pain. They can't share their pain because you will use their pain against them. People cannot expose their vulnerability because you will not forgive them. We have to get to a point where when people make mistakes, for instance, and they are part of our community as a church, what do? We deal with a mistake. Because they can defile the whole group, but then we do it out of love. Not to let the person become uncovered, but out of love. See, that is why you can, as a pastor, people can make mistakes. And sometimes the funny thing is that people sit back. They don't know what the pastor is doing. And they conclude that the pastor didn't do anything about it. They don't know what goes on behind the scene because, you see, correction is always done privately. Restoration is always done privately. Do you know why? Because I know you, I know how you can forgive. If what Paul did in Corinthians, if we start doing in churches, for instance, if somebody commit fornication, they will meet the person here, then we disgrace the person and we tell you that this person. Meanwhile, there are people who are also doing something similar. The only difference is that they have not been caught. But all those people will join and condemn this one and say, oh, this one has issues, this one has a problem. Now, because you can't forgive, the next time that person holds a microphone in your mind, you are saying, is it not the carpenter's son? Is it not? Is it not? Do you know why? Because you can't forgive. Because we have not gotten to a place where when somebody falls into a sin, for instance, it becomes our problem. Where our main desire is to restore the person. And that's what is important.